Hey, what's up guys, and welcome to Xbox On. Now, both me and Lydia have been very lucky enough to get our hands on early with the Xbox One X and play an absolute ton of games.
Yeah, and there are so many games. You know, there's been 130 games that have been announced as enhanced games for the Xbox One X. So we've taken a look at the ones that have impressed us the most, and we're going to show you guys now. So let's take a look.
All right, so we have to kick it off with Quantum Break. Now, I've kind of got fond memories of this because last year we obviously did an interview on the channel with Sean Ashmore, which was pretty cool. And now he's in glorious 4K on the Xbox One X, and it's one of the first games that's actually been enhanced to be like an older game, boosted up to 4K. I thought it really showed off the Xbox One X and what it can do to older games, and this is something that we can expect to see, and it does look absolutely beautiful.
I think one of the most exciting things about the Xbox One X, obviously we've got all these brand new games coming out and they look incredible, but there's something just really just exciting that older games are also going to look so good. Like, it makes you want to go back and revisit titles and just, you know, do them all over again, experience them all over again, but, you know, looking absolutely incredible.
Well, it's just like the small little details when you're doing like the time riffs with, and obviously if you're a big fan of Sean Ashmore as well, he's in 4K, which like,
Beautiful,
you know.
Sean.
Yeah, so like honestly, like just the kind of time riffs, like the combat and everything, it does make a huge difference with HDR enabled as well. It looks really, really cool.
So this is a game I am crazy excited to play again.
No, really? You crazy about Tomb Raider? I never thought so.
I know, right? It's not like I bang on about it. But when it first came out on the Xbox One, I thought it was the best looking game that you could get. So now it's coming out on the Xbox One X, it is surpassed that. It is absolutely stunning. So I got to play it at Gamescom.
Yeah.
Totally blew me away.
Well, the thing is, it's always that moment that I think of when I think of Tomb Raider, is that moment where you come out from the cave and then to see the snow for the first time, and it looks gorgeous. And obviously there's 3 different modes of 4K for this version. Yeah,
so there's 3 modes you can try. We've got enriched 4K, we've got native 4K, and we've got unlocked frame rate.
Yeah.
So that means that, you know, depending on what kind of style you want, what kind of gameplay experience you want, you can kind of change it.
You've got to love native 4K though.
That's
true 4K looks absolutely beautiful. Every time you see it on a screen, it's one of those things that you'll have to, when you see it for yourself, you'll just take a step back and be like, oh my god, it's like going from standard definition to HD all over again.
Exactly, like I think it's the little details. So just like Lara's, the way when her hair is wet, the way it sort of falls and it kind of clings to her skin, or, you know, like her clothes are wet now and the way the light's bouncing off of them. Like, it's these tiny little details, which is the sort of graphics that we've never seen before on our Xboxes. And now it's like, it's such an upgrade. It's such a big difference that it's you know, any Tomb Raider fan or anyone that's just thought about playing this game but wasn't sure, like, now is definitely time to play it, because this is the most beautiful way you can.
And also, if you already own Rise of the Tomb Raider, you don't have to pay for the upgrade. You can just put it into your Xbox One X and you're going to be able to have access to those upgrades, which makes the game look so much better.
Yeah, and we're looking at the unlocked frame rate now. You can see, like, it's the movement. It's so quick, like it's so seamless. So you know, it's up to you how you want to play it. I'm going to go native 4K personally. Is my favorite. But I mean, if you want something which is a little bit more, I don't know,
silky smooth,
then yeah, you can go for the unlocked frame rate option. So that's pretty cool. I love that it's got those decisions.
So next up we got Super Lucky's Tale, which obviously Lydia beautifully voiced out at Gamescom.
I did, didn't I? For some reason, you know, our producer Matt didn't like my voiceovers. So it's weird, right? I thought they were amazing.
Yeah, you did some like amazing voices for each of the characters, especially the cat voice. That was the best one.
So yeah, I did get some hands-on time. I got a nice little playthrough session with Super Lucky's Tale, and it's coming out with the Xbox One X on the 7th of November. It's one of the release titles, and you know, it is again in native 4K, and it is such a beautiful, fun experience playing it. So I think it's one of those games which perfectly mixes something that is appealing for, you know, younger audience, but also to an older generation as well, because it sort of blends the sort of pretty, cute graphics, you know, with the collecting and the platforming, and just looks incredible as it does it.
Yeah, it reminds me of those string games like Banjo-Kazooie and stuff like that, and it's just one of those kind of throwbacks that makes me want to play it.
Yeah, exactly. It's very like nostalgic, like kind of retro, very, like you said, Banjo and Kazooie, ukulele, like that kind of style. Yeah. Lots of collecting, very bright, you know, lovely characters and everything. But it's, you know, we can see now, it's like, it's so crisp. It's nice to have that kind of cartoony aesthetic, but because it's in native 4K, like, it's so just like vibrant and clear. Like, it just looks like, you can see right now with the light streaming down, and, you know, the colors are streaming around the screen. Like, it's so pretty.
But I also think everyone should remember as well, because not everyone's got a 4K TV, that these games are going to look better on a 1080p screen as well.
Yep.
They'll kind of downscale to it, and you're just going to get a far better experience and get really able to experience these new games to the best of their ability.
Yeah. Right, so next up we have Halo Wars 2.
Yeah, now obviously this is a game, the franchise that is very close to my heart, and is obviously another one of the titles that is native 4K. And also one thing I want to point out is the HDR as well, because like everything in Halo Wars 2 looks freaking amazing, especially because like with the lasers from the weapons, it really pops out because of the high dynamic range.
Look at that as well. Just like the bridge just looks, well, I don't know, it just looks really good.
Yeah, no, it's the thing, like, because I obviously blitzed through this game when it first came out, and then getting hands-on with it again and kind of seeing how much more immersive it is with that extra level of detail. Because obviously in these sort of games, there's a lot going on in combat because you've got like a lot of Marines going on, you've got like kind of grunts rushing in like from all the armies, and being able to kind of like zoom in and see everything in so much more detail, and then HDR, you can kind of get a better idea of what's going on in the battlefield if different units are coming in, because there's different types of lasers. It's easier to identify stuff, so it really helped to expand that experience. I think that's something that 4K is really going to help with, is especially when there's a lot going on, you just got that extra detail. And then the cutscenes as well. Oh my god, like I thought they looked amazing the first time. I was like, this could be a movie, right? Because like I think that's one of the biggest things with Halo Wars 2. If you haven't already,
incredible cutscenes, don't they?
go watch them all. It's like a mini movie, and it's just like the storytelling for it. I think it's something that Halo for me has always done really well, is that kind of storytelling. And it's a universe that I got attached to very young, and I used to sprint home from school to get the next version. So when I can remember when Halo 2 came out, genuinely just sprinted home so I could just play it and then play it through with my brother.
Are you going to sprint home to play this?
Well, it's the same thing. I already did. Like when it came out.
Run, Benny, run!
It's the thing. Every time a Halo game comes out, I don't know what it is for me. I just have to play it and finish it as quickly as possible, just to kind of get every little bit of that story. And also, make sure to let us know in the comments if you do the same, or if there's any other franchises in Xbox that gets you that kind of hype for a game. Because I think Halo's always going to be one for me.
And it's also worth noting as well, obviously this came out on PC, so playing it on the Xbox One X is, you know, it's sort of like on par with that in terms of having, you know, the highest settings, you know, looking with the most powerful kind of performance. So it's, you know, now kind of, it's on par with how it would look on,
you can get the best experience possible on the Xbox One X, and that's really what you want. But next up, we have Killer Instinct, which is obviously a fighting game which is free on the Xbox One. So if you've got your Xbox One X, you can experience this in native 4K for free. You can go to the Xbox store and you can just download it free and experience it. And it's one of those games that if you've got a friend around, you just want to chill out, have a fight without bruising
without actually having to punch them in the face. And it's just something really lovely about something that's free, isn't it? Everything that's free is better. And you know, if you're a fighting fan, you know, we've got our editor Kieran loves a fighting game. To be able to play a 4K, native 4K fighting game for free, I can't really complain at that, can you?
Also, what I really like is how many of the characters from different universes you've got. So obviously you've got Rash from Battletoads, you've got General Ram from Gears of War, we saw the Arbiter earlier. So there's lots of different characters from different universes that you can try out, fight with, and experience. And if you're new to the fighting game franchises, it's free. Go download it, go try it out, and get ready for when you get your hands on your Xbox One X.
Now, here's a game I think we are both very excited for. So we've got Middle-earth: Shadow of War, which again is in native 4K. It is the most beautiful way to enter back into the Lord of the Rings world and ride a Drake dragon and all that.
And fight the Balrog. That's the thing.
Balrog.
Like that's the thing. I think that this is one of the games of the year for me. From what I've played so far, and obviously getting hands-on with it again on the Xbox One X, it looks beautiful, it plays amazing, there's so much to do, it's got such an incredible universe, and how much they've expanded on it from Shadow of Mordor is incredible. You're just going to get immersed in this world, be able to experience so many different things. I can't see myself getting bored anytime soon. Like the combat looks fluid, it looks incredible, especially with the HDR, the lighting, like all the extra things they've look at the glow on the sword. I know I'm getting excited about a glow on the sword, but like, come on.
I got some hands-on time with this very recently. Got a couple of hours on it. Absolutely flew by. I loved my time playing it.
Yeah.
So I think the thing about Shadow of War, obviously, is that it is based on this massive, huge, loved, story, and it's so sort of complicated and detailed. All the different characters, their design, everything about them. So to be able to have all these individual orcs, all these different characters, to be so detailed and precise in 4K. It's still going to make definitely any Lord of the Rings fan, it's going to just make all their dreams come true,
Yeah, well, it's like the Nemesis system's pretty damn cool as it is, like kind of getting you on like Nemesis and everything throughout the kind of playing through the game. But just having that extra, and I know I keep going on about how stuff looks, but it's one of those things that you just look at and you're like, oh my god, like the extra detail with everyone that you come up against in the Nemesis and the different types of orcs that you come, like getting people with like a guitar that want to beat you up and kill you. So much detail. I can't wait to get it. It's a game that I am incredibly looking forward to. But next, we've got one that you do not stop going on about.
Yes. All right. So this is the game I'm personally most excited to play in the upcoming months. So this is, of course, Assassin's Creed Origins. I've had quite a bit of playtime on this, and I've absolutely adored it. So in terms of why Assassin's Creed Origins is going to be so amazing on the Xbox One X,
Water.
Okay, water, right? Water.
You know, it's like everything that every time anyone compares anything on a game, it's like, what does the water look like? What are the water effects?
Don't you think that's some of the most realistic water you've seen in a video
It's
game?
beautiful.
Like,
I could drink it.
It looks real. I want to jump in there. I will get sort of mauled by a hippo, but like it's just really
to be honest, it's probably
realistic.
not the water you want to be in. But
well, yeah, exactly. I definitely get leeched attached to my face or something. But anyway, the point is that obviously when Assassin's Creed, when they make a world, a location, they sort of endeavour to make it as realistic and as gorgeous as they can, because you're free running all over the place and everything needs so much detail. And Origins is based in ancient Egypt, so the fact that it's in 4K with these incredible graphics, like at the moment we're just sort of exploring around this city, but we're going to be like sort of going over the deserts, going in tombs, like beautiful pyramids, a lot of oases, like there's so much variety, and it's all going to look so beautiful. And also with Assassin's Creed Origins, something they've really sort of endeavoured to do as well is to make the hub, the buzzing hub of the world feel more real. So NPCs will have their own sort of like time cycles and things they do, and everything's meant to just feel a bit more like a real city, a real
bit more immersive.
Place.
Yeah.
Exactly. So with on the Xbox One X with 4K, I think it's just easier. It's easier to make it a more immersive experience when it looks so real and so crisp, and there's so much more sort of processing the Xbox One X can do, because there's all these different NPCs doing so much stuff that I'm almost running out of breath trying to explain how incredible it's going to be. Can you tell I'm excited? I'm excited.
I never knew. It's not as if you mention it, but I totally agree. It's like how the sand bounces off the floor as you run across it. It's so small, fine details. And it's like every game we've looked at, it's the finer details and the stuff that you may normally have missed out on or just kind of not really paid attention to that really stand out. And finally, we have a game that we're going to get our hands on very, very soon, and hopefully I'll get my hands on one of these things for real sometime soon.
You probably got to learn how to drive first, Benny.
That is very true. I got a lesson for this thing, it helped. But Forza Motorsport 7 looks gorgeous. Now, this is one of the things of this. It's obviously native 4K once again. It's the stuff in the background of the games. Like if you just look into the distance, you'll have airplanes coming in, you'll have like activity going on back, like the detail on the rocks. Also, there's hundreds of cars for you to choose from and play and look at in like the pit lanes. Obviously, I'm a terrible driver in game and in real life, but right, it's just they've added so much to the game, sort of like the drivers' cups, different kind of environments for you to practice on. HDR as well, like how the light bounces off the cars, and how once again talking about sand, but how the sand from like the wind gets brought up across. And obviously one thing that you may not have noticed with Forza Motorsport 7 as well is that they've tried to make it as a unique experience every time you race, just like how a real racing driver would experience, because clouds, for example, which are a big thing, like on a lot of games in the past, like the shadows on the track have always been in the exact same place. But in Forza Motorsport 7, because of the level of detail they've been able to add, the clouds will affect where the shadows are. So you may get used to this always turning in once you're hitting the brake once you get to a certain shadow point. That shadow may not be there, which is really cool.
I think that's all part of the whole dynamic weather, isn't it? Like, I think that's the thing that impressed me the most. Like, even in this race alone, as we've been driving along, we've seen it get more overcast, it got more shadowy. Like right now, it's raining. We've got the rain against our sort of, the screen. But, you don't know. You might go around the corner and you see a little bit of sunlight break through, and then, it might have this gorgeous orangey glow to the end of the day. Like in terms of just visually making it a very realistic experience, you know, it's not like I'm going to have a sunny day track or a rainy day track. Like it genuinely feels like actual changing dynamic weather.
Yeah, and it's the sound as well. Like when you've got like Dolby Atmos and you're just in cockpit view with the rain kind of going against the windscreen, you're looking around with like kind of cars putting up a kind of a huge sheet of water. It just looks and sounds absolutely beautiful.
It's like you said with the cockpit view, if it's raining and you get sort of rain on your windshield, if you take a left turn, you can actually see the rain droplets like sort of go off to the side with the momentum of your car moving. It's like little details like that, which you wouldn't even think about, but when you see it, you're like, whoa, the absolute level of meticulous detail is, it's just totally mind-blowing.
Yeah, and I think that's something that you will have seen across all these games that we've shown in this video. The small details, native 4K, on the Xbox One X looks absolutely beautiful. Do make sure to let us know in the comments down below what your favorite is, what games you're looking forward to, and if you're picking up an Xbox One X as well. And if you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button because we're gonna have loads more videos just like this one right here on Xbox On.
Yeah, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, and we will see you next time, guys. Bye!
Bye!